Now we're comparing with September results, and we see that both of the front runners have dropped. 3% for Raila Odinga, down from 36, as you'll recall, and 4% down for Uhuru Kenyatta. Who have been the main beneficiaries of this 7% that went missing from those two? Well, the undecideds picked up 2%. Musalia Mudavadi picked up 3%, even if Kalonzo Musyoka also lost 3%. William Ruto has picked up 3%, and some other minor variations account for those drops of the first two leaders in terms of voting intentions expressed at this early stage. There is no candidate who defeats Uhuru Kenyatta in a runoff. His closest rival in this hypothetical pairing is Raila Odinga, who trails him by 4%. Likewise, or somewhat similarly, the only candidate who defeats Raila Odinga is Uhuru Kenyatta, although against Musalia Mudavadi, it's a statistical tie of 42% and 1%. Now, we then gave people a choice of 3 options regarding the 2 self-announced presidential aspirants and the next election. Should they not contest? Should they contest but then resign if they win, if they're found guilty at the trials? Or they should contest and whether they win or lose, ignore the trials. 41% believe they should not contest. As of now, almost the same number, 39%, said they should go and contest, innocent until proven guilty, but if proven guilty, if they win, they should resign from whatever seats they win. So that's about a tie. And then 20% just think the ICC should be disregarded altogether. Now, regardless of who's going to be a presidential candidate, who's going to be in the runoff, who's going to be a running mate, we ask this question. What are the 2 most important things you want the next president to do, whoever that president is, whether you vote for him or her or not? And we get a very high degree of overlap in our responses. Economic improvement, 46%. All those responses dealing with the economy which did not specifically include youth. If we drop down to the 6th one, economic efforts for youth in particular, you can actually take that 16% and add it to that 46 and get 62% of people who would like direct improvement in the economy. And that, of course, matches the main problem in the country that people had mentioned before. High cost of living, unemployment, corruption, and so on. Followed by infrastructure, education, ethnic tensions, security, and so on. Reducing corruption, right down to agriculture, and then only 4% couldn't think of something that they wanted the next president to do. We have very little idea, at least I do, and I think the same applies to you, of what the election menu will be. We don't know who the final list will be on that final list of presidential candidates. We don't know who the running mates will be. We don't know who will drop out entirely. We don't know, even moving up to December 4th, as Maggie mentioned, what the alliances between the political parties will be. There is so much uncertainty at this stage. We are only measuring individuals' popularity. We are not predicting the outcome of any election.